Before we get into this evening's update, we'll just go over very briefly what I want to go over in this update, and then we'll get into a very brief opening. So first off, I'd like to welcome back all the old members, or I'd like to welcome in all the new members and the old members who have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. So I really do thank you, and I appreciate the fact that you're spending this evening with me on this Monday evening. For me, it's still pretty hot outside. It went up to 96 degrees here today, so not exactly sure what the temperature is out right now. But the last time it updated, hopefully it's down a little bit. It is still 94 degrees right now, so it is indeed still hot. I was just trying to trick my mind to say it's a little cooler, but it is still in fact 94 degrees here. So pretty hot. XRP on the day. This isn't a full-blown, hey, Bitcoin decoupled, but we'll talk about the fact that XRP seems to have been building into something today, and we're getting this back test at 50.5 cents, which is actually very vital if we want to have a sustained rally here. We've got the XRP Bitcoin pairing finally give us a little bit of relief here, up 3.68%. It did touch around 7% earlier, but this is also coming back into a back test area that we'll look at. We'll take a look at Bitcoin, the fact that even though it didn't have a rally, it's found itself into an interesting position here. And from an oversold perspective in some of these, but we'll go over this in just a brief moment. And then we'll talk about how XRP did surge 5%, beating other altcoins in the top 100 after SEC and crypto and cyber enforcement chief resigned. So I think that was an interesting correlation there. XRP's price did push past the 100 simple moving average, so we'll look at that as far as that goes from the SMAs after we look at our own technical analysis. And then we'll just look at XRP's price outlook, why Ripple's underperformance, and it's a different way of it being explained. But we'll go over everything we need to go over before I even go into any of the reading. So make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this live. It would greatly help. It would help us push this content so we can increase this audience. I think we have a lot of value here in this community. We'll go over everything that we need to go over. If you hit that like button, it'll allow YouTube to recommend these lives, and it'll allow more and more people to find their way to the community. So it's an honor and a privilege to have everybody here already this evening. It really is. So thank you all very much. So I'm going to do the intro real quick. So just please make sure to hit that like button, as less than half of you have hit that like button so far, just so that YouTube can recommend this update or this live and allow more people to find their way in here. It's a beautiful thing we have going on here. JW, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Jossie Sauce, welcome in. Roach, good evening. John Smith, welcome in. Yes, we did cook without Bitcoin. I mean, we'll go over it. Peyton, Mario, Louise, Willamese, David Nigidza, K4 Liberty, Blue 5, welcome in. Mosey here, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP predictor. Just trying to catch up real quick, and then I'm going to shut my phone off. Priz, welcome in. Mark Caston and John Hall, or Mark Caston, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3 months plus with the XP Meteor. 2460 Joel, welcome in. John Hall, good evening, brother. Hope you're doing great, and thank you very much. John Boogathorpe, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3 months plus with the XP Meteor. Hey Tom, updated T on Gala. We can look at Gala for sure. We can look, we'll look into that for sure. The gaming convention, that's one thing I really don't know the exact date. I know it happens every summer, but it's not like, but we'll go over the TA. Jorge, welcome in. Big CJ, good evening. Christian Hunter, welcome in. Kyle Kupiak, Cape Cod. Kyle, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for multiple months here. Lee Stringfield, welcome in. Jose, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the, or over 2 years with the XP589 Moon Badge. What's up, my friend? He says, watch, recycle, repeat. That is so awesome. Watch the content, recycle to friends and family, and come back by watching the next update, repeat. George02907, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XP Meteor. And EOC, good evening. So, good evening. 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, June 17th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I hope everybody's having a good start to the week. XRP's having a much better start than most of crypto, as a lot of crypto just surrounding us that we watch every day, like Algo's down 5.7, IOTA's down 7.5, Shiba's down 6.8, Doge's down 5.1%, DGB's down 6.3, we got ZIL down 7.8, VeChain down 6.6, Casper almost 4% at all-time lows here, at least in that area after this drop. HBAR down 6.5%. Gala's down 10.39%. And I've always speculated where I thought Gala was a good buy at. We'll go over Gala as well, but YXP's down 14.8%. So I think there's something deeper than what we can actually see out in front of us. Like I've been saying, I found it a tremendous opportunity in the XRP Bitcoin pairing here as we were buying in all the way down to the 6 sat level. And it presented a major opportunity. Major opportunity. And we'll just start with the XRP Bitcoin pairing here this evening. We had a technical zone that we had to break over at the 763. And then we pushed up and we ended up hitting that downtrending resistance up here. Now, the unfortunate thing here is, at least in the interim, that looks like a possible reversal candle here. This looks like a possible reversal candle. We're oversold. So now the problem is here, if you rode this all the way up, like I'm still in the position, but it's giving me the vibe. There is something building up, but even from down here at the 699, it did come up at the top around 14.5. Right now it's somewhere around 10%. There is the possibility that it can retrace here. The RSI is oversold in some of these time frames. So we're going to get that first area where we're going to have to start to watch and see, hey, is the XRP Bitcoin pairing, is this a kind of like a pump and dump kind of thing, or is this something more? We've got the long leg, the golden cross that happened here today in the 4-hour time frame. David, is DGB a good buy? I mean, it's into a great area, but you know, it's always speculative. We'll look at DGB if we can get to it here as well. It's more about from a standpoint of how overbought and oversold it is, as well as the price area. Right now, XRP, like, it's showing more bearish signs here on the breakdown. You know, so I'm not sure if we're going to be able to hold the 760 for the XRP Bitcoin pairing. But right now, that's what we're looking for. But we'll work our way back into the XRP Bitcoin pairing, as I just wanted to share that there's a golden cross here in the 4-hour time frame. So just because it's consolidating, it's showing us that there is a very real chance that a short-term trend reversal is taking place, and it started to right in front of our very eyes. Now we're going to have to validate it. Rob Holkalik, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6 months with the XP Predictor. Tanya May, welcome in, love, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the XRP, or the I Told You So badge. Speaking of you, Tanya, HBAR starting to get into a very interesting spot. Jan, welcome in, love, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XP 589 Moon badge. I see a few of you are in that one. Some of you are getting close to the 3-year badge now, which is the Diamond Hands badge. They finally let me put it in since I've hit 3 years. Julie's hit 3 years. I'm not sure if anybody else has yet. I didn't look. I want to see it organically. But yeah, HBAR's found itself in a very interesting position after, ironically, tapping the resistance. I don't know where the support's at, but it hit the resistance here that we were talking about yesterday before it came down. So in fact, it did come out of this range, because I think we had yesterday. No, I know what we had yesterday, because we had this, and we were talking about as long as it didn't break that support, that it should come up to that resistance. It had a pull down almost right to the support, and then it came up almost directly to the resistance, and then it broke down. We got a back test. So now it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out here, because if you take off the exhaustion area, HBAR has it's evolving itself, and this is what it's actually turning into. If you look at it and take out that exhaustion wick right here, and you just base it on this. This is what it's starting to possibly lead into as well, now that we're getting a few more data points here. But it's almost like we probably shouldn't even go that far back in the pattern. I think it's more warranted now that we see what's actually developing here. And if we're trying to get a short-term resolution here, this is what we're looking at, I believe, for H-bar. So that's what can happen here. If we're looking at the short-term consolidation, if we want to break out here from a perspective, and H-bar is more top-heavy here with the RSI. It started to come down a little bit now, but it definitely looks like we could have a reversal candle in here. So if you see H-bar over the 8305 level, that's going to be something to watch. That'll be something to watch. And that's a few percent up from here, but that would definitely be something to watch. XRP is doing exactly what it needed to do after a big pump. I mean, it wasn't like a massive one, but after it pushed up here, we have a new resistance level. We had it at just a little higher at 52.4, but now we have to honor this because that's where it touched. But that's 505 we're trying to hold here, and you can see it very clear in the hourly. We had a golden cross already take shape completely through in the hourly. 2 hourly, we have it after this candle closes, presuming it closes up here around 505. But now it's the job for XRP. Now we've got to back test this. We've got to back test it. It's the bottom line. We've got to back test 505 and hold it. Otherwise, we'll come through and then we might be able to hold 497. I don't even like this being an area. It's just, we've created something here now and we really don't want to come back down. I don't want to come back all the way down, because then if XRP comes through, there's a very real chance that it, might not hold it. So we want to roll with this. If we could flip 505 as a support, it would be huge. It would be huge. But it be as it may, we've got what looks like an uptrending support forming here out of the breakout. Looks like something like this. So we'll just have to watch this. We'll have to do our very due diligence here in the immediate short term. But that's why I like this community, because we'll come on and we'll try to figure this out. So it's in XRP's best interest to get over what is starting here. That looks like some kind of rising channel or ascending formation. But it's starting to form a resistance here to where, okay, well, if we come back down, and let's just say it does come back down here to 493 and we hold support, it opens a trading channel. So 505 is this mid-tier where we had the pattern resistance a few times and couldn't hold it. And this is very important for this pattern. It's very important. We can micromanage this pattern all we want. And I'm going to get rid of this and this because I only want to have the short-term possibility. And that 52 is right on there, so it works out perfect. But the bigger part of this pattern is set up like this. So we already came down near the support. We already came to the support, basically. Let's go back here so everybody can see this if you're new. And I do appreciate everybody who is tuning in, as it's 94 degrees here in the great state of Michigan at 6:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a bit uncomfortable, but I like being outside, so I'll, yeah, it came pretty close. We've already hit that support line 3 times, so. But now if it is going back in the upward direction, it's going to have to work its way back up in time, up to the 65.1 cents. And that is a very likely area if it happens. If it happens. If we could stay on top of 505, like, to me, the biggest thing about this formation, and then look, that 52.6 is a big area of resistance. And look how almost perfectly that lines up with what we're starting to develop here. Look at this. 52 point, well, that's not exactly lined up. I'd like to give myself credit for it being spot on. 52.5 or 52.6. So I mean, they start to line up the same. Things will start holding up the same. Oh, I don't know. I didn't see anybody complaining about the internet, so it's hotter than Satan's toenail. Yeah. Oh yeah. 90. Peyton says, and welcome in, Peyton. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XP Meteor. 92 and feels like 100 in Big D. Oh yeah, it does. It was a sticky, humid day today. Not like the 95% humidity, but it was sticky. Unfortunately, JW, you would assume wrong. Ghost likes to attack the happy birds and climb up into the tree, so we always have to defend said happy birds from Ghost. And then instead of killing the rats that come over here sometimes, because there's a laundromat, which I don't mind them. They clean up all the shit that people leave outside. Ghost won't, she's like friends with the rats, but she kills the cute little mice. So, that's a shame. Anyhow, that's XRP right now. Just the immediate short term is this little formation that's starting to form here. Hey, Shane, thank you so much for the $5 donation. I greatly appreciate that. Morning time, anything on XDC, I'm holding strong. Loving it. All right. But yeah, that's what we're looking for XRP. We'll get into XDC in a sec, since you did send a YouTube super chat. That holds weight. So you decided to spend your hard-earned money. We're going to jump you to the top of the list here, my friend. That's a beautiful thing. So the cup and handle held strong. We have a true data point here for sure now. And now we've got to break over this. I still think that 52.6 is such a big resistance support area. It's a massive pivot point. It really is. It really is. So, I'm going to be anxious to see if we can get over this. First real step would be to push over that 505, and now the back test needs to hold it. It's moving on. What's moving? I'm sorry. What do you guys need to do? Oh, the DXY. Yeah, the DXY is at 105 spot 33. But the DXY broke out of a short-term pattern, and it's also breaking out of a little bit shorter of a consolidation here as well. The first real resistance we see should be, let me get this lined up, 106 spot 48. But then the pattern resistance is all the way up here at 108 spot 14. We talked about it so much a long time ago, and now it's just like it's universally moving. Who knows? Maybe the dollar comes all the way up here to 113 and makes a double top. We don't know. We don't know what they have in store for us. We don't know. Opportunities up the wazoo here in commodities. Up the wazoo. We'll cover the XRP Bitcoin pairing. We'll cover the XRP Bitcoin pairing again. Don't worry about going off track. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm working to try to, for USA users, and I'm just trying to make sure their customer service is okay. But I've almost put something together for USA users, so that we'll be able to trade with no VPN and stuff like that in the USA with the XRP Bitcoin pairing. I'm just waiting to see this final part. And the moment that I see what I need to see, I'll be willing to share it with everybody. But like with BITUNIX, it took me like 7 months to share BITUNIX. Somebody told me about this exchange 3 months ago, but it wasn't for XRP Bitcoin pairing. And I just realized a couple weeks ago that it has the XRP Bitcoin pairing. So now I'm putting more of a concerted effort in here to get things. So hopefully by tomorrow, I'll be able to have that figured out. So there is hope for USA users. XDC, for the one who donated, it's at 3.4 cents right now. It's still, I mean, it's got a chance to come back. Why is it like this? That's not right. This is not right. That can't, I don't know why that's down there, but that is not right. I was going to say, right here, it came through a little bit, but it's still got a chance for XDC. You're trying to buy support, so 3.26 cents is a logical area to try to buy. It's in the oversold region. So if it comes down here and it holds the 326, because that's probably, if it continues to consolidate and doesn't break out from here, that's what it looks like it was trying to hunt down in the 4-hourly. It's always tough to say, because it very well could pull a W here and never come back. It's already hit the support structure, but that's the support structure you're looking at. So if you buy it here, and let's just say it comes down here, it's not a huge ordeal. It's 1.95% or 2%. If you bought, let's just say you bought $2,000 worth, you'd have to buy another basically what? What is that? No, let's say you bought $1,000 worth. It'll make it easier math. And it comes down 2%. That's basically $2 on every 100. So it's going to cost you, all right, fine, $2,000. You'll have to throw in another 40 bucks into your investment. You know, you have to throw in like 40 bucks. I think everybody could manage that if they're trying to get into something. You know, so, but you just have to buy 2% more. It might even be a little bit more than that. I can't remember. No, that seems about right. That seems about right. So, but yeah, XDC, it's been in a long-standing descending consolidation. These are typically bullish consolidations. So don't think this is a bad thing. And the other thing that I will point out, and we've pointed out it a lot, and I know it's kind of elongated, so I always feel like an idiot for saying this. Doesn't even really help in the weekly. I guess it does a little bit. But I always try to make this point with XDC. I feel like this is some kind of inverse head and shoulders in a weird way that took out in a very weird way. And when it's all said and done, it could do something like that. I'm just saying, I've seen this for a long time out of XDC. And it's going to be a beautiful friggin' thing once this ends. And I'm getting rid of all of this. I'm getting rid of this, getting rid of this, getting rid of that. Because look at that. That, once it ends, oh my God, I can't wait. I can't wait for XDC. XDC is going to have one of the larger moves, in my opinion, in this space. Once that actual move starts to happen for the relevant cryptos. And what I mean by that is not the meme tokens, not the ones that are shoved down our throat by every influencer if you try to watch. You know, that's the good thing about XRP right now. Influencers are a little afraid to talk about it now, which honestly, oh, I'm so happy. It's the happiest time I've ever had on YouTube. When I first came on, everybody was talking about it because they thought it was easy views. Now everybody's afraid. All the ones who are starting channels are like, I'm not talking about that pilot, you know, and that scam. Now they're talking about it. Now people, it's the difference. Now they're coming on YouTube, trying to get views and becoming influencers by saying it's a scam. By saying, I told you, you know, that angle now. Once that starts happening, you know you're getting very, very, very close to some kind of resolution in what you're looking for. And what's going on right now, it's nothing short of spectacular. And, you know, these are a bunch of weeklies. I'm willing to put this here for a longer scale. And it did the descending consolidation into the support. And look where that technical target is. You can't make that up. I'm just lining this stuff up right now. That technical target is basically in the exact same spot of this technical move. If it breaks out, I mean, that's that. Look at that. I like when things line up. That is a beautiful area to start buying XDC. And if you're afraid and you don't want to buy it on this uptrending area, you can wait for it to come down to the renounced area. But sometimes you got to, in technical analysis, look at where the closure is. So it's either going to be there or it's going to be here at 326. And if it comes bullish out of any of these zones, it's all lining up to come bullish. It is. It's just when. It's close. It's very, very close for XDC. And the 3 X's are very important to me. XRP, XLM, and XDC, as many, many of you know who have been around for any sustained period of time. Gala was something I wanted to cover for somebody. And we'll get back into XRP and the reading and stuff because we have a lot to cover. We've only just begun on this live. It is hot. My hair is poofy. But, you know, it's it is what it is. Gala is down 10.39% on the day. And for anybody who's watched me, Gala actually came all the way down to one of these uptrends now. It actually broke below this 3 cent. Now, the risk of Gala is if it broke this support structure, we had it down here. It's much farther down. I don't know why it's not on here right now. Maybe I took it off so I wouldn't break hearts. But this is a very real possibility for Gala. I haven't been shy about it either because my dream scenario is to buy it down here. And I've been very transparent about that. My dream scenario would be to be able to buy Gala. Like somehow this broke down and it came all the way down here to like that 1 cent mark. I acknowledge it may not happen. But it's definitely looking like, let me just run this out a little bit. We've come here. We came here. Is it wrong if even if it bounces here to think that it could create a right shoulder and then bounce out? I mean, nothing would put it past, you know, nothing surprises me in technicals these days. You could also say like something like this is playing out, right? So maybe it is something as simple as that. So here, let me... So as much as we want to say, oh, maybe it'll come down to that low support, you know, there are two ways of looking at this. You could argue that, hey, you know, maybe that's not what's going on. Maybe that's not what's going on. Maybe it's already showing us and you got resistance, resistance. And we'll line up the support properly in just a sec. But this is what I like to have an active discussion with myself when nobody's in here. But now that everybody's in here, and I'm getting rid of this because what the hell is the point at this point? But it's either Gala's in something like this or that long-standing pattern. Look at that. That's kind of like, I almost want to say it's in a wedge. A slightly descending wedge on the support, uptrending resistance on. I mean, look at that. That almost makes sense. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe I do get my dream scenario. Maybe I do, and maybe it does go boom, boom, and then it plays out something like that, and then it just rockets out of here. Maybe I do get my dream scenario. I'm holding out hope that that scenario plays out one day. I am. I got called crazy a long time ago when I didn't buy it, when it was pumping up the wazoo and it came down and then it started this fresh pump up here, and I was waiting. I've been waiting. So, a lot of stuff going on here. A lot of stuff going on here. Lot of stuff going on here. Now, if it bounces off that support, you've seen that resistance to the top end. So, there is not even an iota of realism that it might, well, I mean, it's possible, but I'm in no way saying that that's exactly what's going to happen. We know what's going on with XRP. So, let's get into some reading before, you know, I take too long. I've already been talking for 27 and a half minutes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we definitely need to get into the reading. So we want to talk about first the news. So we had the SEC crypto and cyber enforcement chief resigning. So if we don't get the proper context here, I'll pull up another article to further push it. So XRP surges 5%. Beating every other altcoin in the top 100 after SEC's crypto and cyber enforcement chief resigns. Today, XRP experienced a significant price surge, rising by 5% and outperforming all other top 100 altcoins. This upward movement followed the resignation announcement of David Hirsch, the chief of the Crypto Asset and Cyber Unit in the Division of Enforcement in the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. Fancy for a good for nothing, you know, it's a good for nothing position, but that's what can I say? Around 10:30 a.m. UTC on June 17, 2024, David Hirsch announced his departure from the SEC via LinkedIn post. In his message, Hirsch reflected on his nearly 3-year tenure, expressing pride in the achievements of the Crypto Assets and Cyber Unit team. And I would like to list those accomplishments. Wasn't that a big list of accomplishments? He's mentioned that his time at the SEC involved complex and challenging investigations, which were successfully handled through collaboration and combined efforts with various partners. Well, what he meant to say is he drove innovation out of the USA and he scared off a lot of potential clientele or a lot of potential big projects from planting their roots in the USA, which I think is by design because I believe XRP by design is going to do everything it needs to for the United States banking system in a form of liquidity. So I think this is all just a big dog and pony show, to be honest. Free toast. What was the $100 million deal? That was bullshit. Okay, let me rephrase that. So I've told the audience, and I went over the white papers, or the official document, I should say, and we read it and we seen everything that was going on. So what the SEC said, Ripple said in their official document the day or two before that they were not willing to pay more than $10 million in total fines. That's all they felt was appropriate. So what it said in the official document, which everybody, and I know why you're asking me that, because if you look at Ripple's settlement, and this is why I said yesterday in my update, if anybody's a fan of mine and you watch the updates in the morning, I said Ripple proves deception. It just, because of the Ripple settlement stuff now, the deception, and everybody knows what I know if you read through. Ripple versus SEC, U.S. pushes for 102 million settlement. All this is SEC slashes Ripple penalty. It's not true. The bottom line is here, in the official documents, the SEC said that what Ripple was offering was absurd and it wouldn't even be enough. So what they said is that from disgorgement standpoints, instead of doing it at a 1.2% clip roughly like Ripple wanted, right, they made it, Ripple wanted 1.2%. The SEC based it on over 11% and said for disgorgement alone, it would be $102,000. That doesn't count for anything more than disgorgement, which there's civil fees, there's infractions, there's, you know, all this other nonsense, court costs, all this crap they'll try to throw on top. So that's just 102 or 102.6, so $102,600 was what they were willing to do for disgorgement. So that's all they were saying. They didn't put out a settlement number. They never extended a settlement, and I refused to run with that story. And I put it out my own way. And I even did a live a couple days ago and said it's not true. So I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked, to be honest with you. I am glad you asked. I am glad you asked. Rip, did you say the RLUSD is online already? I did hear rumors about that before I went live. Is it really? I wish I could see something that's... Well, but we got to go back into a reading. We'll look into this after. If somebody shares it in the chat, I'll click on it. If they share a link, I'll click on it so I can find it. XRP, this is where I want to finish this story. So... here it expresses gratitude towards members, colleagues, and friends, highlighting the team-oriented nature of securities enforcement. He also shared his excitement about future challenges, yada yada, who gives a rat's ass. And hopefully that satisfied what you wanted to know about the deception that's going on with the supposed settlement for Ripple, because there is not one in place. Shortly after Hirsch's announcement, the price of XRP saw a notable increase. Analyzing the one-day XRP USD price chart, a significant uptick in XRP's value can be observed around the time of the announcement. The chart shows a steady climb starting from approximately 10:30 a.m. UTC, which correlates with the timing of Hirsch's post. Before this surge, XRP was trading around 48.8 cents, and it reached a high as 51.2, but we know it hit around just over 52 cents earlier, marking a clear positive response from the market. Year to date, XRP has experienced significant volatility. It's 94 degrees still, Julie. Reflective of broader market trends and regulatory developments, starting the year around 64 cents. XRP faced a downward trend reaching lows of approximately 48 cents in early February. This decline was influenced by market uncertainties and regulatory pressures. However, XRP managed to stage a recovery to 72 cents in late March, driven by positive market sentiment and speculative trading. Since then, the price has fluctuated with notable dips in mid-April and in early May, aligning with market-wide corrections. As of mid-June, XRP has rebounded from its recent lows, bolstered by the news of regulatory changes and leadership shifts, including the recent resignation of David Hirsch. The current price surge to 51.2 cents reflects renewed investor confidence and highlights the cryptocurrency's resilience in navigating a complex regulatory landscape. And it's pretty impressive. And we're still up over 50.6 cents. Let's just make sure. Or 50.4 now. So we're trying to hold that 50.5 cent area. We really are. But we came so massively oversold or overbought in the smaller time frames, we don't know if it's going to hold. So that's what I wanted to read there. So I thought that's interesting. So I want to go more into, what was this? The XRP price recovers, and we got to look at the simple moving average, the 100 simple moving average. It's very important for everybody who stuck around. I think it's very important. If you want to show me personal support, I would encourage many of you to join Tom's Army if you do appreciate what I do. It's such a benefit for me. You get the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens in month 1, all the way through now the 3-year Diamond Hands, XRP Diamond Hands emoji badge. So I think that's a cool thing. Or you can send a YouTube super chat if you do appreciate what I do. 1 time per month is something if you can do it. XRP price recovers past the 100 simple moving average. Bullish indicators ahead. So XRP price started a decent recovery wave above 48.5 cents. The price reclaimed the 100 hourly simple moving average and might aim for more upside. XRP price found support at 46 cents and started recovery wave. The price is now trading above 48.5 cents in the 100 hourly simple moving average. That's the second support at 48.8 I had. I was trying to estimate it with the hourly continuing to move up. The hourly chart of the XRP USD pair, or that was in the hourly chart. The pair could continue to rise unless it falls to stay above the 48.2 cent support zone. The XRP price signals recovery. So the XRP price extended losses below the 46.5 cent level, like Bitcoin. However, the bulls took a stand near 46 cents, and the price recently started a descent recovery wave like Ethereum. There was a move above the 46.8 and 47.2 cent resistance levels. Besides, there was a break above a key bearish trend line with resistance. Hey, MC Prosperity, thank you so much for the $20 donation. That is incredibly generous. Keep up the great work, Tom. Go Ripple. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. UK Phil, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XP Meteor. Free toast if I didn't say hi. Welcome in, brother. I appreciate you. So let's see. There was a move above the 46.8 and 47.2 cent resistant levels. Besides, there was a break above a key bearish trend line with resistance at 48.6 cents on the hourly chart of the XRP USD pair. The pair even spiked above the 50 cent zone. A high was formed at 50.49 cent prices, now consolidating gains. That's that pivot layer that we managed to break above, but now we're trying to use that as support. But we're a little bit below it now. There was a move below the 49.5 cent support zone. There was a drop below the 23.6% fib retracement level of the upward move from 46 cent swing low to the 50.49 cent swing high. The price is now trading above 48.5 cents in the 100 hourly moving simple moving average. On the upside, the price is facing resistance near 49.5 cents. So again, you could even get a back test in that zone with a 498, 495. You really could, because there was a resistance there initially. So we're going to have to see how this plays out. The next major resistance is near 50.5, and that's where we're actually teetering on right now. So if we do lose this, we could go to 49.5 or 49 or 495 or 498. The next major resistance is near 50.5 cents. A close above the 50.5 cent resistance zone could send the price higher. That's what we need. We're looking for a daily close over 50.5 cents. That's the bottom line. The next key resistance is near 52.5 cents. If there's a close above 52.5 resistance, then there could be a steady increase towards 53.2 resistance. Any more gains might send the price to 55 cents. Hamza, I need a break, man. Laugh out loud. Can't get ahead anywhere. It depends which way you look at it. By understanding the rotation that we've been in and understanding what the accumulation phase is and taking advantage in a proper context, that is getting ahead in a time you wouldn't even know. Honestly. I'm telling you, I am so very proud now of having over 20,000 XRP and being one of the only 280,000 wallets worldwide to hold that many or more, as I have just over 22,000 with what I've had. You know, so we got to watch to see how many more opportunities we're going to get. This is just a small sample size of what's to come. So if XRP fails to clear the 498 resistance zone, it could continue to move down. Initial support on the downside is near the 48.5 cent level on the 100 hourly simple moving average. The next major support is at 47.2 cents. If there is a downside break and a close below the 47.2 cent level, the price might gain bearish momentum. In the stated case, the price could decline and retest the 46 cent support in the near term. Hourly moving average convergence divergence, the MACD for XRP. And I know some want to leave during this time, but this was just to give you all the indicators and bring you up to speed. XRP USD is now gaining pace in the bullish zone. The hourly RSI relative strength index, the RSI for XRP USD, is now above the 50 level. Major support levels 48.5 and 47.2, which is now bumped. And we've tried to flip the 49.8 resistance and the 50.5 cent resistance into support. We'll see if we can flip either one of them right now in the immediate short term. So that's a great way to look at what's going on. And then let's go take a look at XRP, and then we'll read that, because I really want to read that last one. We are in a shakeout zone, yes, because we had to shake out right now. Even if it was continuing bullish, XRP had to break down, or had to retest. And I don't care what anybody says, that 50.5 cents, and I should have kept that 49.5 cent zone up. But we don't even need it because we've got this. See how it works for us? Works for us. But if we hold 50.5 cents, that was a major resistance level that we're trying to use as support. Another major resistance was around that 495, which we're trying to use as support. A daily close over either one of these is good. A better daily close would be to retake finally the 50.2 cents. We did come up here earlier, and we surged to just about 52 cents, creating the second hit on resistance here. And now we're trying to see. We are trying to see. And honestly, to make this a more accurate, it's supposed to be like this. So why am I even, being inaccurate? So the actual support, God, I love that so much. I do. Because this support here, this would be right at the overextension. Look, we have a bullish cross there, 20 crossing the 50 at the 4 hourly. And if we're going to have any signs of strength, if it falls through the 50.5, we're going to have to hold that 49.2 area. 49.4, 49.5, whatever you want to call it, we're going to have to hold that area. So, but that's a major pivot point we're working our way into, and that's the short-term pattern that's formed. If we look at it from a bigger perspective, we're in this in the daily. No two ways about it. Well, no two ways about it. That's what we're in. That's what we're in. So, we're either going to break out of this to the top side of 50.5 and in time start pushing the 64 cent area, which again, what's the significance of that area? Well, I'm glad everybody in the audience decided to ask this evening, because that's on the cup and handle resistance. And that cup and handle resistance, conveniently, you can't make it up, is just over it. And in time, if let's say we travel down here and it takes us until the end of July, that's 64.7. And today terms it's 66, so it's right in that same exact range. So that cup and handle is very much intact still. Very, very much. You're ahead of so many people in the world that have zero XRP and just don't know it. I like reading everybody's comments. It's just, there was a lot of them today, and I had a lot to talk about today. Sometimes I got a lot to talk about. We have zero XP or just don't know about it or understand it. We are blessed to know about it this early. We sure are. We sure are. Everybody always says it's still consolidating, or it's still cheap, or it's a piece of shit. It's cheap until it's not. It's a scam until it's not. It's undervalued till it's not. Look at the opportunity I was presenting with everybody on the XRP Bitcoin pairing. I did not hide my total consolidation. And look, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but could that not be a massive W in the making? And it may not be. It might just come for resistance and then come back down here and retest again. We don't know. But is that not possibly forming a massive reversal? And everybody in this audience had a chance to buy it every step of the way. I put $5,080 into this. $5,080. And I bought all the way down to 657. Even right now where it's at, it's up from the bottom 13, 14%. But in realistic, because I'm a realistic person. I'm not up 13, 14%. I'm not even going to claim I'm even close to that. Because I was down $280 or $300 at one point when it had that quick slingshot down. I just decided to expand my position from 4,500 to around 5,000 in anticipation for this move. But I'm still not satisfied. Like I said, I'm not just looking to unload XRP. That has never been the game plan. Right now, I'm up 4.1%. That's it, 4.1%. But it's managed, or not 4.1%, I'm so sorry. I am up, I didn't look at the bottom, 5.96%. 5.96%, and it's afforded me, and it fluctuates when it shows you, but right now, in current terms, it's about 10,300 extra XRP. So that's what it's afforded me right now. So, you're going to make us rich. Love you, man. I miss your voice. Hey, I really appreciate what happened here. Okay, everybody, and I know some people got kicked out just now. It shows it's probably going to cut a lot of people out, but I tried to circumvent it. I tried to end my stream. I don't know if it worked this time. I turned off my internet connection and turned it back on, and that's kind of like a way to keep it going on YouTube for some reason. But I would just need you guys and gals to tell me if it continued or not. There's a very real chance that this slide just ended. So I don't know. I don't know. I really, really don't. Of course, it would kick me out when I'm talking about stuff like that. It never ceases to amaze me.
Most experienced and highly trained in the area. Never ceases to amaze me. Most experienced and highly trained in the area. Never ceases to amaze me.
So, if anybody can hear me, or if you can even comment, let me know. It's not showing me on my live, but I'm still live. Just joined now. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, yeah, I had to, what I had to end up doing is I closed out the live. I closed off my internet connection and restarted it, and that circumvents YouTube from closing your live when it tries to shut it down for some reason. So that's a relief to see. We'll lose about 20 to 30 people on average when this happens, but it's better than it being shut down. So we still got about 12 minutes left. I was planning on going until around 7:40, so we've still got time. We've got more places to go here during this live. Somebody mentioned DGB in this earlier live, and I'm sorry, I won't be able to see everybody's comments because now it's not showing me on my tablet. Thanks, Free Toast, Jan, Mark, Caston. Thank you, everybody, for letting me know. Thank you so much. If you're commenting, I apologize. I won't be able to see. Quant, maybe. I'll see if I have any time or if I have the ability here before I leave. I just wanted to read one more thing. And it touches on the possibilities of why XRP could be underperforming, like the market as it is. You know, I like to read things about this. I really, really do. So DGB, it's tough. It's tough. Somebody asked me if it's a good time to buy DGB. It's tough because it looks like it's not even to the bottom of this support right now. So I would like to just, it's not that it's a bad time. Although I guess one could have argued that it was coming through like this. Okay. You know what? I can see it this way. If I play it off like this for DGB, that's one way of looking at it. But see, I don't know. I'm almost uncomfortable doing that. I think I'm more comfortable not. DGB's in such a tough spot. I'm redoing DGB. We're going to redo this together. Sometimes I got to redo the chart. It's in such a long-standing consolidation. All this micro movement on some of these charts, it drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. So if you're in here right now, yes, this will take a split second to get this straightened out. But if you are in here, you'll be blessed with the fact that you'll be able to see how to start a chart fresh, which is what I'm going to do. I'll keep that stupid writing on there, which is fine. No, it's not. If I'm going to start fresh, I'm going to start fresh. But we're gonna look at a good spot for DGB. It's so weird saying, oh, I don't know, at 008 or whatever it's at. Because it's so cheap in comparison. In 21 when we sold out, or 22, it was at like 15 cents when I sold out. Then I bought it back at 007, and I wrote it up for several 100% this time around. But, you know, all the good things come to an end, just like most of the things I held. XRP is my exception. XRP, I'm finding opportunity to continue to invest deeper and deeper. Because XRP, it's the bottom line is it hasn't had that move yet. Most of crypto had that move in 21. XRP didn't. If XRP had that move, it would have at least made everybody who was holding in the coin or the token back in the all-time high run, they would have been made whole in 21. Bottom line is they're about 50%, roughly 40% down still in good scenarios. And that's for a token or a project that has utility, has something available. If it was a pile of shit, I would have said it was a pump and dump. I don't believe that. I hear it all the time. I don't believe it. That's just me. I don't personally believe it's a pile of shit. From everything I've seen, I don't believe it's a pile of shit. So, ultimate support structure right now for DGB, 00562 if it gets there, but that's a big drop still. It's well oversold in the daily, well oversold in the 4 hourly. 3 hourly, it's pushing back. So maybe it has some kind of trickle down here, but it is starting this little descending consolidation. So I always get interested when I see something like this. When it does something like this, to see if it comes to a head and then starts to find its way out. So, but we see the long scope here with DGB. I see the long scope. I think a lot of you see it as well who are watching it, at least the ones who are still here. Most of you will leave because it's DGB and you're like, I don't care about that pile of shit. And I get it. But I care about this pile of shit. In DGB, when it's back, when you're in that exact accumulation section that you feel comfortable, it's a beautiful thing when you're doing it. So that's what I'd be looking at. So everything is pointing to a lower consolidation a little bit, unless, you know, it can get on top of these areas. But right now it's below them, so just take that for what it is. XRP's got 28 minutes. We're trying to have a daily close over the 505 mark. It's right there. It's right there this evening. So that'll be something for everybody to watch as I log off, because I got to get going here. But it's been an honor and a privilege to have you in the audience. Make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this. If you're looking to trade XRP, it's in the video description below and or pinned comments. There's BITUNIX. I would seriously take advantage of that. The lowest spot in leverage trading fees I've found in the USA. I've got a solution for USA users I'm working on for the XRP Bitcoin pairing. Bear with me till tomorrow night. But I'm working on the last few things with customer service to make sure that they're actually going to, you know, do what they say. I'm acting like I have a problem. Same steps I took at the very end before I talked to you about BITUNIX to make sure that I could actually talk to somebody. So, but that's there. But if you can do it and on MEXC, that's also in the video description below and our pinned comments. So just watch XRP in a very, you know, a truthful way, an unemotional way, and just watch everything we've talked about this evening. Bitcoin's still on the top side of a broadening wedge. Oh, that's the market, the dominance, but it's on the top side of a pennant flag. And right now, Bitcoin, it's looking more bearish in the weekly than bullish. 4 hourly, every time it tries to have some kind of move, it kind of flounders out. Right now, we've had the death cross confirmed and the 50 cross and the 200 now. So there's a very real chance if this can't hold this consolidation, that you could see Bitcoin at 61,400 to retest the pennant flag breakout. Now, if it wants to do a traditional head and shoulders, there's still a real chance at still a nice breakup. If you say, well, it's a head and shoulders pattern, but it's still going to break up. Well, I would show you, but apparently TradingView won't let me. Oh, there we go. So what if it does? Oh, see, it's not letting me. Oh, it's just the end of the stream is definitely messing with us, isn't it? But we powered through it. We got through what we needed to. I got out what I needed to. I apologize for all the technical issues on YouTube side and stuff here at the end, because now I can't even see anybody's comments. But here, let me show you this real quick, and then I'm gonna go. Whoops, not this. I'm gonna go after, because I gotta go help Julie. We gotta do our son's 3rd feeding, but he is still napping, so it's probably gonna be a later feeding. So I just want to make sure we get everything set up, and I do what I need to do before it starts. So. Okay, so if XRP, let's just say this is a head and shoulders, let's just say, okay, we got the left shoulder, came down, created a head, came down. there's a real chance we could either go here or here and create, you know, the topping part of the pattern. So if we did get bullish here and then we came back down, but if it came up like that, be very understanding. We could create a massive W reversal here. That's partly what I would like to see happen. And it would just shock the crap out of most people. But we'll see, because it's come down a little far. Daly's trying to hang on here. So just be aware. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. Thank you all so much for blessing.